Welcome to your doom.
Sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit.
Funny People is like,
First half was good.
yeah, I only watched it once, but I was like, dude, I feel like he wrote this.
Is that
Like-
Seth Rogen too?
I can't remember, but I feel like he wrote it as like a way to be like, dude, this is my fucking life. Because I think in it he's a comedy star, and he was like in in a dolphin movie or something like that.
Yeah.
And so like this chick's like, oh, she's like fucking him, and she's like, oh, make the dolphin sound. So he's like, fuck, he's like, you know. But it's probably chicks are like,
Put it in the
say-
butt. Put it
yeah.
in her butt. Make her make the dolphin.
Yeah.
sound. Just- what's that joke?
right in her blowhole.
So we can't start like that, but we should. I'm leaving it up to you if we start like that.
I don't care.
I think we should start like that. We're back from a little bit of a break. We're on episode 143. Welcome to the Non-Essentials podcast.
Yeah, that was okay.
We're on episode 143, and my name is Jake Bussey.
And my name is Adam. I can't believe that's our start, Riley.
Yeah, all right. So I wanted to bring back something fun that Adam used to do. And he would look up, it would be
Your
like
mother.
hey mom, happy birthday. It's just, Adam says happy birthday.
Wait,
and
is it her birthday?
yesterday. But
Hi, Molly.
so what he used to do is, so it's episode 143, and Adam, he would look up the meaning of 143. So I just Googled like
I would look up
143
yeah.
meanings.
Well, not every episode I look up 143. I would look up the episode number. So
That's what I did. I was like, what's the significance?
Sure.
The only thing that popped out to me is 143 can mean a cryptic version of I love you.
oh, the
Like-
letters.
I is one,
Yeah.
love is 4, 3.
Okay,
I can't help but notice that works for I hate you too.
Yeah, I know I've said one more than the other.
And the only other thing is like, I guess Katy Perry's recent album was titled 143, and it really spiraled into some like astrology bullshit that I wanted to, but I'm not going to drag you through
Don't
it. It's
do it,
dumb.
yeah.
It's dumb.
No.
Katy Perry music's for doing drugs at the club, and you know
the planets are not responsible for your actions.
I like to
Just
think
you
I
are.
like to think they are. I like to think that somewhere Earth is in retrograde, making some alien bitch crazy.
Just carrying her fucking boyfriend's spaceship.
Yeah, like we're looking at the stars. Like this will get them. How do you like that?
She saw like a picture of some chick's like 12 tits on her.
Yeah,
I'm assuming that they're still mammals but have 12.
yeah. No, of course they have lots of teats.
Well, I wanted to talk about
Yeah, go to what
the weirdest thing that I saw the other day, and I saw this IRL.
Okay.
And I was literally, I went into the Woodman's bathroom, and you know, when you first walk up to a urinal, gentlemen, we all know they're like, okay,
You assess.
yeah, well, no,
Yeah.
I mean, make sure no one took a shit in it or something.
Yeah, there's like cigarette butts, and
Yeah.
you know.
Oh yeah, you got to
Yeah.
pee on the gum, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, or someone's dip, but
Yeah.
like, but I look, and I've never seen it before in my entire life, and I was like, it registered as a urinal cake, but I was like, that's a raw egg. Like, and not just like a raw egg, like someone like oh, it hasn't been cooked yet by 98.6 degree piss. I'm saying like
Sure.
it was a whole in shell raw egg.
That
And I
was
don't
my
know-
question. In the shell, like
Yeah,
placed?
And like and placed is the word I would use, because like you can't chuck in an egg. It was the Easter bunny. That was
I could
the
see
Keister bunny.
I could see some like some
Charlie
lazy.
said it was a hard boiling it.
Oh yeah, I could see like a lazy Woodman's employee just eating his lunch.
No,
you know,
it had-
trying to peel his egg and it
Okay,
just
so
drops.
here's how. I mean, I didn't do like a little tap test, but
Yeah.
like here's how I know it was. It had like a stamp on the side.
Oh, okay.
You know, and I would think if it was like boiled or something, that would have like.
So you got down close to this egg.
I was peeing on it. I mean, I don't know how.
This is where you're
Close to
looking
your
close to the
urinate
egg.
tract
This is
is-
where you get in and you're looking at the egg and you're like, there's someone behind me. Isn't
Yeah.
there? It's just I've been.
Yeah. Mine, what would you do?
I used to kill people in Halo like that. Like I'd draw a dick on the wall with bullet holes, and the guy would run by in the multiplayer, and he'd stop and come back and look at the dick, and I'd run up and hit him in the back of the head. It was
Kill.
it was the cock knock.
Yeah, dictacular. So anyway, but like, and now this is only half of the story.
Yeah.
While I'm sitting there, I'm like, I'm peeing on this raw egg, and I'm just sitting there, just wondering about this origin story, and I'm not kidding you. I swear on your mother's birthday yesterday that I looked down at my foot and there was a feather.
It's a loose chicken.
And I was just like,
It roosted.
what
in the
is happening at Woodman's?
Yeah.
And like, I mean,
Fresh, raw. It's just cage free. That's what happens when you don't put them in the cage.
yeah, put them in the cage.
Yeah.
If they're gonna be shitting out their out of their cloacas,
Yeah.
right in the urinals.
Shouldn't have been in there either, laying eggs. It's a rooster's pen.
Listen, you know what? Honestly, it's 2024. If a rooster wants to come into the ladies'
Sure,
room,
that's fair. I've been
into the hen house.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I've been sitting here trying to think of a pun. I can't. All I can think of is Eggs Benedict.
Yeah.
Or it was an excellent piss.
It was fantastic. So, man, that was a lot. I apologize.
I think our start was good and that was good.
Yes, was it dolphin fucking and
Yeah.
now pissing on eggs?
Well,
cool, man.
let's go to
Hey, please sign up for a Patreon.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we have a Patreon. We have a Patreon page. If you want more of this goodness, this excellent content. There it is.
It's not done. It's not.
Go sign up.
Yeah.
We're also brought to you by Comedy Cabin here in Janesville, Wisconsin,
Yeah.
where you can find the latest and greatest upcoming and awesome established well comics. I know personally. Oh, we're losing them. Sorry.
Can't believe this. Okay. You go to cabinlaughs.com. You can buy all your tickets. Great shows, national touring artists every week.
Yeah,
So,
every week.
And honestly, if you ever want to run into myself or Jake, show
Usually
up there.
down there.
Yeah, that's my hangout.
Louis J. Gomez. That's who I was trying to think of. He was just recently down there.
Oh my God, that guy killed.
Yeah.
He's so funny.
And also, like, he's the guy that started Skanks Fest and what's the podcast he's on? Legion of Skanks. I know it
Yeah.
sounds like a crass, but it's a great show. It's, a great
It's
time.
crass.
Yeah.
It's crass.
So I thought I could go right into something that also isn't where it's supposed to be.
Okay.
Did you know that starting on September 29th and going till November 25th, Earth will have a second moon?
Okay. Oh, I did have actually a listener R wrote in about this.
Yeah.
I didn't look into it though. I mean, I was like scrolling through it,
Yeah.
but I didn't like research it.
So essentially it's a 30-foot, which is very small. And actually you could be able to see it in the right conditions, but it'd be very, the naked eye would have a very hard time seeing it. But it's about 30 feet across and it's basically captured in Earth's gravity. And it should be there for roughly 2 months.
Okay. So when the listener sent this in, I sat there and thought like, I can't wait for like the high, because some of the photos that I've been seeing nowadays of
Sure.
like of how of the planets and whatnot, like I'm super excited to see this rock.
Oh yeah. There'll be people like, there's photos of the International Space Station.
Yeah.
Like we have to get that every day. There's a couple
The
groups.
one guy banging on it going, get me out of
Oh
here.
yeah, there's an update on that too.
Yeah.
Actually, they're not going to be out of there till I think February, and I think SpaceX is going to go up there and get them. And do you think they're banging up there?
I would.
Like this feels like
yeah.
a romantic comedy. Like I like to think that guy keeps sabotaging the escape. He's like, it's shorted out again. I guess we're stuck.
Yet another spork in the lining of this.
Yeah, I guess we can't. The circuit boards to fix the escape pod didn't
Keeps getting
arrive.
pissed on, I guess.
But
I
the
don't know.
wine and candles arrived.
Oh yeah, actually, I appreciated the fact that the article that was sent to me was entitled "Earth's Gonna Have a Mini Moon."
Yeah, yeah.
And I sat there and thought, I go, I think a mini moon is just a plumber crack. That's not a full one. Oh, you know what? Okay, let's talk about let's keep on space stuff.
Sure.
And so I feel like nowadays everything is available with an app and the push of a button, right?
Of course.
And so like, tell me some of the things that you use. I know you use Uber Eats.
Yes.
What else do you use?
Like on demand,
Yeah.
stuff like that. Honestly, like Target pickup was something
Target
Target pickup came around during the lockdowns and all that. What a great thing!
Yeah.
Just to swing by the store, to not get sucked into that Fucking Starbucks
It-
Vortex.
It is $100 store. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, you can't
I'm
go
gonna
in
get some
without
gum.
Yeah.
How about you guys? What do you guys order?
Instacart, yeah.
Okay. So have you ever heard of a company called Reflect Orbital?
Oh, I have this. Yes.
Oh, am I shooting you in the
No,
foot?
no, this is
Okay.
perfect.
Okay, so
I have
so
details on it,
There's
yeah.
a company called Reflect Orbital. It's a company that wants to sell you sunlight. It's a company that is developing a service that will allow customers to order sunlight at night using in-space reflectors. The service will use a satellite to reflect sunlight that customers can then direct to their desired location using their phone. Now, the service is expected to be active in 2025, but orders are already being accepted. And I'm not kidding you. I went to the website, and you can literally click around as far as different places. When you go to the Reflect Orbital website, it is pretty neat. You can see how they're kind of, I guess, I don't know if you want to say beta testing it, but they were like doing hot air balloons and different things like that. And they were able to just shoot sunlight down onto certain areas. Now, and jump in whenever.
Well, I was gonna say, like, at first I was like, who would use this? And I was like, I was thinking like maybe movies, lighting a scene. I could see, like, honestly, I don't know, maybe police search areas for like, but then I was thinking like, I bet like weddings. I could see super rich weddings, like at the altar.
Dude, what
Like
baller
Arab,
status is
yeah,
that?
like
Here you go,
Arab
baby.
princes with their 12th wife being like, "We brought the sun, for you."
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. That's
Yeah.
good. What I read that the services aim to increase the efficiency and use of renewable energy by
Right.
allowing solar power plants to operate at night.
That's the one that makes the most sense.
And but also like some chic.
Yeah,
Doing
no.
that is pretty cool too. I actually I did kind of wonder as far as even like growing vegetables or something like just like a constant crop.
It might be an
status,
interesting idea. It might be an interesting idea on the moon. Well, no, you wouldn't on the moon. Moon has 100% sunlight.
Yeah.
I wasn't. But actually, yeah, once they said solar farms, that makes sense because they were saying, you don't think about this, but the downtime of a solar power plant is at least 50% because of night. So
Yeah.
there might be a world where they can basically use the sunlight at night.
I am kind of curious though, like how much the service will cost. I couldn't find it on their website, but I really hope it is affordable because, like, I'm not because I'm like scared of vampires. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
that'd be a
Like,
good one.
I need 24-hour
A Van
protection.
Helsing attack?
Yeah, could you imagine? It's like calling in a drone strike for Van Helsing.
You just ruined the end of Blade.
Blade 17. But
Dude, that'd be a fucking awesome ending. Just boop.
yeah, yeah. Could you imagine though? Some motherfucker's always trying to ice skate uphill.
Dude, yeah,
He just orders sunlight with his app. Okay, but anyway, I do hope it is affordable. Not because I'm scared of vampires, but it is because I am wildly petty.
Yeah.
Like I am a petty Betty, and to the fact that I will say, if you suddenly find yourself not being able to sleep
I was
due to
thinking that.
24/7 sunlight on your house, you better fucking call up and apologize to me. I don't care if you cut me off in traffic.
Dude, that would be really funny.
You didn't clean out the flashlight after the communal one.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. We don't have that at the shop, by the way, just so you guys know. But also, Jake, you need to clean it out.
Can you imagine the guy just being like, I don't know what's going on with that star, but it's really being
Yeah.
a jerk. Anyways, I thought we actually had a seasonal sponsor.
Yes, our seasonal sponsor's back. He's got our super spooky sponsor. Are you ready for it?
It's going to be that time of the year.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's that time of the year. It's been 28. No? Okay. Okay.
Got sound effects?
Prepare yourself for your darkest fears. Every Friday and Saturday in October, Shockwave Haunts is bringing you 3 bone-chilling experiences at your terrifying Fuzzy Pig in Whitewater, Wisconsin. Plan on screaming because your silence won't save you.
That's pretty good. I'm like, there's no way you're going to be able to recite the whole thing. I've recorded messages with you. I was like, don't make eye contact, though.
He's going to say penis.
Yeah, we have that relationship. It used to take us hours to do the message at the
my
shop.
Gosh, at the tattoo shop.
It's so
It'd be
bad.
like, hey, thank you for calling. And then and then right at the very end, after we got done saying the hours were open and how to reach us, on social media, then someone would go, penis.
Yeah. It would never feel. It would echo. I'd call Lindsay up and be like, I'm working late again.
Then one time, did you say You're like, I'm leaving it in.
Yeah, I'm like, you get to the end of the message and you pick out the penis. Congratulations.
But
You know what you're walking into.
But no, but seriously, go visit that the new just like last year. Every weekend in October, we've got the at the Fuzzy Pig.
You say
in
the Fuzzy
Whitewater.
Pig in Whitewater? Yeah.
It's going to be the same thing. It's a Shockwave haunt. So
Sure.
check them out. Let us know what you think.
Good job. That was a good read.
Yeah, right. I'm going to botch it every time.
That's fun. Can I tell you something I've been laughing about? Like, you've heard me say it to customers,
You
but
look down
like,
at your penis.
well, that every day. What a thank you, God, for the joke every morning.
Sorry, Lindsay.
That's like God being like, get out there and learn a skill. So I'm like,
That'd be funny with that little dick.
yeah, that's that whole micro learning you've been hearing about on social media.
Hey, easy on the
Stop
micro,
doom scrolling. So what I've been laughing about recently, my daughter, she's almost 11, and what happens to parents is you have to get them a phone. It sucks, but it is what it is. That's how they socialize with their friends. But she came into the living room. This was a couple weeks ago. She's like, Kamala Harris texted me. So like I'm playing with her. I'm like, okay, what'd she want? She's like, she wanted me to vote for her. So I said, what'd you say? She's like, I told her I'd vote for her. And it was at that moment I realized, like, I'm never listening to another poll again in society, because like we've given children phones and then we've turned around and measured our society by it. So like these polling numbers, like, what poll is also like Bluey is off the charts among adults apparently too. Like it's just children. The TV show Bluey. It's a cartoon that all kids love. It's about an Australian dog, but it's
like a blue healer.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's just I find it was funny because then like Trump texted her and she's like, Donald, because adults know it's not a person, but kids don't. Yeah. I don't know a single adult that's ever responded. We all do the same thing. We're like, fuck you, and then we're like, we delete it, and then we're like, stop. Because we know it's a robot. We know it's a bullshit, dumb thing. Like if anything, they should measure the fuck yous as like, okay, that's a Trump voter in this instance.
Actually, might have a. Let me know when you're done, because I think I might have a segment to go off of.
No, I'm done. I do find it funny because it's like, I got two. Maybe I was reminded. I got two more texts today. It's like Donald Trump. It's just like on TV. What sucks is it's like I'm getting super into fantasy football this year.
Hell yeah, Final Fantasy.
No, fantasy football.
Chicken fight.
Fantasy football
Going back
this
to
year.
That Woodman's thing.
Like,
what are they called? Kookaroos.
Yeah, the giant
Chocobos?
chickens. That's what was in Woodman's for.
That was it.
Yeah.
Just rocking a piss.
No, but like that's how I'm getting around politics this year, because it's like
Why is
we're all over it.
in my head? Just like shit.
That's Big Bird, I think. No, just like if you're gonna bring up politics, I don't want to talk about. I'm gonna hit you with running back stats, because it's like
I'd
let's
tap out.
Exactly. So
I don't even like tennis. All right, so over the years, myself and Jake, I've liked to talk about like little quick get rich quick schemes.
I love talking about.
Yeah,
like
they're so good, because honestly, like if you're the first person
Yeah.
to do it, you should get to keep the money. I'm sorry, but this.
Well, I don't want to ruin anything you got, but I just won't say it. But like, I'm not even gonna say it because I might ruin it. Because I think you might be talking about it. So
Okay, hey, this is about a 52-year-old man in North Carolina.
I don't think so.
Okay,
I just have like a general joke about how I want to get rich. But
let's hear it.
my joke is like, I want that moment where you wake up and you're a millionaire because like years ago you bought like $100 worth of Bitcoin and the internet made it really funny. Like this happened with that kid with Bitcoin. His grandma gave him a $1,000 check. He turned around and bought Bitcoin. I think it was to make his grandma mad. Forgot about it. Became a millionaire over a couple of years. And then this little prick has the audacity to turn around and start offering financial advice. But to where I'm like, listen, you were funny and it paid big for you. But like, I want that moment where you like, I'm sitting on 19 billion cat girl token just in case. Why? Because it cost me $8. Start making funny bets. So that's
okay. So now this next one I think is brilliant. A 52-year-old man from North Carolina was, however, it does come with consequences. A 52-year-old man from North Carolina was recently charged with money laundering and wire fraud.
okay.
And all he did was stream some music for anyone to listen to and cash the royalty checks.
Okay.
Now, this is where it does get a little greasy.
I have a bunch of questions, but keep going.
Go ahead.
Well, like I've seen good idea. Like here's one I never thought would be a great idea. On YouTube, there's entire channels of just fireplaces. that get millions and millions of views.
Oh, if you want like to set the mood or something.
Or yeah, just like let's say you have a Christmas party or something
Yeah.
like that where you just
Yeah.
and just stuff like that I think is so smart. You're literally just high def record your own fireplace, upload it, you know.
Why
But
not?
I see a lot of like even like
I would sneak a fart in.
but there's like computer generated like lo-fi
like very like Fight Club. Like you don't know you saw it.
yeah.
You don't know you heard it. But was that a crackle or just
Oh yeah.
it's a mini moon?
Uncle Larry let one slip, you know.
Yeah. All right. So is that it?
I have lots more, but
Okay. Okay. So now this is where it does get a little greasy. Now the songs by this band, they were AI generated. Okay.
Okay.
So it's AI generated music, and the fans listening.
It's getting so good.
Fans listening were bots. So now this guy basically.
This is fine.
Okay. So hold on. So this is just music made by and listened by robots. Am I right?
Like fuck you, Spotify.
And-
Subscribe to our Spotify.
I mean, you're just learning. I mean, you're just leaning into your fan base. I mean, no one bats an eye when country music singers like make a bunch of music and Hicks listen to it. You know, so
This is a lot of views on like Instagram though. They have bot farms. You pay, you know, because you want people to be like 1 million people saw this. You know.
yeah, and so that's where I don't understand where the criminality. I mean, I'm a police officer in the audience right now. Like, I don't understand how this is illegal. Now anyway.
Do you have details on it?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Is it? Did you have the story or
No.
Oh,
but
okay,
like
so-
I've heard of
so
stuff like this.
so
It's
the
kind of
bots-
scams.
So now the bots did stream the songs like 1 billion times.
Sure.
Okay. And so without even one person actually listening, and now those bot streams did eventually turn into royalty payments of $10 million.
Good.
Now, and I think I think it's great, but I do think he got greedy.
Oh yeah,
you know what I
10
mean?
million's way too much.
It's way
This is the office space where you like
You need, yeah. Oh yeah.
you know make
Yeah.
make $38 a day. That's what
Yeah,
you set this
that's
thing
it.
at.
Yeah. Free lunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seriously.
But now the streaming services.
But I do understand that like in the future that like software might be able to pick up on this. So there
Yeah.
might be an urgency to be like they're going to fix this
absolutely.
glitch.
Dude,
So it'll be like
I was going to say this at the end, but I'll just say now, like I guarantee you, it's absolutely going to be weaponized. You know what I mean by any up and coming artist. I mean, listeners, please do this for a podcast before it's illegal. You know, like I'd love to get more than 6 views.
we should do this. Because the thing is doing it with
For
a
them or
non
Tony, thank you, Tony. I love you, buddy.
Yeah. doing it for like a non-monetary reason, that's where like getting the money, that's where like this becomes criminality. But like people fake views. I think like I remember back when Biden and Elon released all the Twitter files. They thought
they were all bots.
they thought potentially all like 75% of Biden's followers were bots. You know, bots they knew about, bots they asked for to subscribe.
I think the funniest part is people argue with bots.
That honestly stops me from arguing with comments. I see the most outlandish comments, and I just kind of start assuming this is what will kill the internet. If all credibility is gone, you won't interact with anything.
Yeah.
It's like the Kamala text. It's exactly like that.
Yeah.
Adults understand.
And they're
kids
just
don't.
getting better and better.
Yeah.
You know, and they'll just probably access to social media and be like, that shirt you wore on the 17th was really stupid. You're like, fuck you.
Oh yeah.
But okay, so anyway, oh my God, where was I? Okay, so the streaming service, this is where I don't understand, because the streaming services, they wanted songs played, that happened, right?
Right.
They wanted songs listened to, that happened. Now, so what I don't get is what crimes were being actually committed here, you know? And now I heard that some of the writers, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say a lot of times it comes down to like the money that it's actually being
I do think they
generated
get
comes from advertisers being sold the idea
Numbers.
that real eyes will see this. So you're making them
like
fraudulent by
pretend
extension.
eyes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. And
but
they have an obligation to ensure their customers are
I suppose.
real.
But here's the other thing though, is that like authors, like book authors, they do a very similar thing to this. Did you know this? So, but
with bestsellers and stuff
dude.
like that. Yeah.
I lost my place here. Okay, so I like some writers, you know, and I mean, even it's even been very, very strongly suggested that the former presidential candidate and then also spouse of a former president.
Don't say her name.
I don't want to get.
Don't say I don't want to kill myself
but
30
did
feet
this-
from my gun.
But they even said that this person did this because of whatever, right? I don't want like the 3 shots to the back of my head be ruled as suicide. So
Sure.
But anyway, but what the authors will do to get on the New York Times bestseller list, which is a fantastic list to be on if you want to sell more books, right?
Instantly.
So what they'll do is that they will buy large quantities of their own book through fake purchases or third-party services and to artificially boost these sales numbers, right? So all of a sudden it's like, oh my gosh, this book is so popular, like we have to be on it. It's increasing the chances of this thing getting winning this bestsellers list.
Well, to be able to sell, be like it sold 1 million copies.
Exactly.
If you're sitting there at
you gotta-
950,000, buy 50,000 copies.
Yeah, of course. Why not? Right. I mean, and now I have seen footage of
Especially when you can buy digital copies now. That's where the robots get nefarious, especially because it's it's not even physical units outdoors. It's we sold 50,000 Kindle.
Yeah.
At a fraction of the cost. So now we got that number that we want. This is
Exactly.
why YouTube's numbers.
it's
U2, the band's numbers are so high because they just gave their album onto your phones, and everybody was like, "The fuck is this?"
Yeah.
It was the only time we cared about memory and history. We're like, "Oh my god, we have it's this taking up space."
All right. So anyway, but it's not like those sales are as genuine as those bots listening.
Right? I agree.
I mean that's what I don't understand, and what I'm getting at is that who's getting what here, and where's the crime?
He's getting 10 million. That's the crime.
I suppose, but I mean, if you get the notoriety of getting on the bestsellers list, I do absolutely think he got greedy. He got absolutely greedy because all of a sudden you're like $10 million. I've never heard one of this dude's songs. You know what I mean? This isn't even one. Jake only listens to music that starts with a T and ends with Swift. Okay, but
I do. I do think it'd be funny if Donald Trump started coming out to her songs. If he was like, "Hi, it's me. I'm the problem." It's just her head would explode.
Yeah. Oh man.
I have something actually that is kind of in line. Or if you got,
okay.
you've got more. Keep going.
But Jake, I was hoping that maybe I don't know if maybe we can dub it in at some point during the segment, but or overlay it, or even right now we can
use his music.
But no, I tried to find some of this guy's music because it even has at first it was weird kind of generated file names with numbers and whatever.
Sure.
But then it got to then they're like, oh, that's too weird. So then it was just it was coming up with just weird
random
alphabetical things. Yeah. So, but if you can find any of those songs, I do want to hear at least one.
Okay.
Because what if I like it? What if it's a billion bots an atom?
Well, no, I will say
which sounds like a folk band, but
it's just called human music.
Yeah, human music. But I do want to know what it sounds like, and I'm not sure that I guarantee though that other artists are gonna try this.
They should.
They are. I mean, that's what I said. Any tech savvy listeners do this for us before it's illegal.
Well, I will say
I don't even want the revenue. Just give me.
To go back to the YouTube thing, there's other channels that have become real popular where it's AI generated music, but it'll say stuff like calm, relaxing yoga stuff. People put it on in the background of their business. It'll be study. There's concentration piano music that I'll put on while I'm working on drawings and stuff like that. Because what it is, it's just 3 hours.
Anything, even while you're camping.
It's just background,
concentration camping.
This is sad. This is a single violin, endlessly playing.
What was it? What was the guy's name? The composer.
Tchaikovsky?
No, was it Tchaikovsky? No, he was
the sad
Russian.
one.
Who's the one who was the Nazi sympathizer?
Chopin?
I don't know. Where's Tony when we?
Yeah, Tony's not here right now. Actually, I have something I want to go into that that actually kind of falls in line with the AI that you're talking about, and I don't know how to understate it. Actually, I don't know how to overstate it, but I've been kind of impressed by AI's art for
I'm terrified
years. And I feel like everybody's kind of catching up and getting on board with how powerful this stuff is.
With AI art, you said?
With AI art, but also AI in general.
You could type in anything, like a little raccoon with raccoon hand, little hands.
It's actually demoralizing as an artist because it's such a incredible. I hope it stays a tool, but If I was in any kind of
be
digital,
weaponized.
if I was any kind of like software designer or like graphic designer, I'd be terrified. Thankfully, I'm still in a physical form of art, so I'm a little insulated from it. I saw a video that I thought was the most incredible thing I've ever seen in AI. So this was it was called Game Engine. And so what this basically did, this was a game engine that was entirely powered by AI. And this is how I'm going to describe it the best way. Do you remember the old Doom game, the first Doom?
No.
Like,
Oh wait, Doom.
Doom.
Yeah, I thought you said Dune. Yes,
Doom.
Doom.
Okay,
Yes.
so kind of the first one.
I've been playing the. Either way, I've been playing the fuck out of Doom Eternal.
Oh, the new one's great.
on Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Like I've been playing it so much. I had to I downloaded some other dog shit game to just play that because I'm like, I'm playing too much Doom right
Yeah,
now.
it's got to spread it out a little bit.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah. But so
I'm like, when you're like, I get a better time on this.
yeah. Oh yeah. So this is a great because Adam's gamer, got gamers in the audience. They understand video games, and so this will help you understand how incredible this is. They created an AI engine that plays Doom for you, and I know that doesn't sound incredible, but let me tell you what it's doing. What they did was they showed AI what Doom was. They had AI watch a person play the original Doom. And then
just an entire walkthrough gameplay.
Yeah, it just watched, it programmed, it understood like, okay, they're playing a game.
Yeah.
And then imagine the AI generator with their little raccoon hands, like just like you were saying, I want to see something. And this person was like, I want to play Doom. And so this game generator, AI, at 20 frames a second, recreated Doom. And here's the thing.
Can I just say this? Doom is the hell version of Wolfenstein.
Big time.
The first, it's like swap out Nazis for demons, and
but
it's the same game.
But this is Wolfenstein. But here's what it's not. It is not a game engine. There's no three-dimensional models. There is no sprites. There's no two-dimensional. A game is a 3D rendering where there's interactions in a space, right? This is like literally me drawing a Family Guy cartoon in front of you that's making you laugh. It's literally thinking on a fly. When you push up on the keyboard, you go forward in the game, not because it's a 3D rendered engine, but because the game understands that wall gets closer. So it's literally drawing frames, 20 frames a second, so you can see.
It's pretty interesting.
This is so revolutionary for the actual gaming industry that I don't know what this does, because now this completely might relocate what your CPU horsepower goes to.
Yeah.
Because now, the bigger the game, like you're doing 100 person battle games and stuff, this is a very complex, memory intensive, because it has to create this space. It has to have all these things interacting in this space. What happens when you can just have an AI
bang it out,
simulate it in front of you? So to me, this is like where, when you first played Mario and it was in Mario 3D and it was like, this is because everybody grew up with a side scroller. Yeah. It was like this extra incredible kind of thing. This is the first version of that I've seen in a long time, where it's like, and I know it's just AI art and it's hard to comprehend, but this is like if it simulated a person talking to you in real time, making eye contact with you, and you had no sense that this was a fake person.
Yeah,
that's what
people arguing with bots.
Yeah, that's what like right now we're arguing with YouTube bots. And stuff like that.
I'm not racist. You're racist.
Yeah. This is the thing where it's like, can you believe these AI fuckers? But that's an AI fucker. Yeah. and you're like in the Matrix a little bit. So to me, I was like blown away by this. And actually, to go back to the whole thing where it's like getting rich quick, like at some point, there'll be a group of investors that will get fabulously wealthy, and it'll turn out that they put a couple $100 on an AI bot and they forgot about it, and now they're millionaires. And then the government will be like, that's illegal. I want to be part of that group. I want to be part of that group that doesn't let you do that anymore. So that's
it's not a war crime the first time.
Hey, there you go. Yeah, that's the best way to say it. So I hate to get so like intense about it.
If you use diesel.
Yeah. Like I hate to get so intense about it, but like I'm trying to kind of mimic. Like I thought it was incredible, and I saw a couple of people that work in the gaming industry basically be like, "This literally changes everything. Everything we've been like." We thought we were going this way, and we found out we might be going that way because of this game. It is called Game Engine, and maybe it's just like a quick, like, hey, look what we can do. Who knows where this will come back? But to me, I thought that was pretty impressive.
No, it's extremely impressive, especially
scary,
after just a few like snippets.
Yeah,
you know? Because I could watch the same walkthrough a bunch of times and still not be able to do it.
Yeah, but I feel like, and then it'd be like someone would walk up to you in the Doom game, and be like, "Seems like you're not getting this."
I actually, when I play some of those games that are so hard,
Oh, I don't touch those.
well, I practice a little therapeutic technique. It's called La Luchisa.
Okay.
Have you heard of this?
No.
La Luchisa. It's LALOCHEZIA. La Luchisa.
Now I know how to spell something I don't know.
No, and it's so the etymology of it, it's a Greek word.
Sure.
And lalo means to speak, and then kiza or kizo is to relieve oneself.
Sure.
So the definition of la luchisa, which is what I practice when I'm playing video games that I'm having a hard time with, it is the use of vulgar or foul language to relieve stress or pain.
Oh.
So I try to think
It's like
of how
swearing during birth. La Luchisa.
I mean, no, it does it is cathartic. It makes you feel better. It's funny. I literally had that definition here. I was like, how can I shoehorn this in?
Sure.
That was a listener write-in, by the way. So thank
No,
you.
I think games like Dark Souls and those Super Impossible games, those should be the start of those rage rooms.
yeah.
You bring your own TV. You don't want anymore.
I was gonna say, no, you need to play 6 minutes of this,
Yeah.
and then you can smash the vase.
Oh, rage rooms are up.
Do you know the difference between a vase and a vase? If you can't afford it, it's a vase.
Oh yeah. They're all bosses.
All right. Okay, so Jake, what kind of home protections do you have? When I say home protection, I'm not like trying to case your house here. I'm asking like what as far as like for intruders or burglars.
Well, obviously locks, Ring doorbell. We have big dog, small dumb dog.
So a big
Rhymes
dog.
with runs. Like
I think the Craigslist
bow.
term is, I think that the Craigslist term is things that go bang, right?
honestly, Bill's paint cans from Home Alone.
Oh, yeah.
Got a little staircase.
Anything that turns what's his name into a skeleton for a second.
Yeah. Nail on the stairs, sticky
Yeah.
stuff, hot doorknob.
Okay, so now are you open to suggestions?
Yeah. You
Okay,
can buy the hot
so-
doorknob.
So have you heard of a book called The Gods at 6 o'clock?
No.
Okay, so this is a book that explains Homer's Iliad. And obviously, I think we all know Homer's Iliad, right?
Simpsons. It's been going on forever.
No. So Homer's Iliad, obviously, that's where it's about the Greek mythology and
Yeah.
whatnot, right? So, but it's from the perspective of the Greek gods. Kind of an interesting book.
Oh, okay.
So
They just keep trying to kill this guy.
so anyway, it seems to be the current leading book when it comes to burglar defense, in my opinion. But I can prove it. In fact, this exact book protected an elderly man from being burglarized recently.
Okay.
Any guesses how? Used it as a doorstop.
Oh, it's big.
What do you think?
Oh, I was agreeing. I was like, is it a big
Yeah.
book?
Okay. What
I-
else? Hit him
Hit
with
him
it.
with it? Okay.
Use it as a weapon. Okay, so actually, a thief was burglarizing a man's home, but noticed the book on the nightstand and began to read it. He became so absorbed in the book that the homeowner woke up and found him reading the book and was able to confront the thief.
This almost sounds like a Greek story.
It's kind of a dry read.
This guy's going to get fucked in prison.
Man, you're wrecking my jokes for later, you piece of shit. All right, so anyway, but now keep in mind, he was so excited and like enthralled in this. I mean, like, throw the fucking thing into the pillowcase and move on. You know what I mean? Like, go, But
I would love to see, like, is there a Ring door where he's just like, all right, get out of here.
is that the guys at 6
For the podcast, listeners, I'm picking the book up off the nightstand and be like, I've heard this was good.
Yeah.
And then you sit down.
Yeah, it's like so now the man tried to get away, but obviously was later captured by the police.
The publishing company's Vivint. You're like,
So he's trying to say that he's just simply visiting a friend, climbed up through the balcony of a friend's house, like we all do, and went had the wrong house. But he was carrying also a bag of filled with like expensive clothing that he allegedly stole from a house earlier that night. You're about to say something?
This feels really strange. I want to listen to the whole thing, and then I want to
I'm
pick it
almost
apart
done.
with questions.
I'm almost done, but I just want to say this.
This sounds like when Pelosi's husband was attacked, where you're like, was this a real burglary?
Just so you guys know, Jake is not depressed, and he did not kill himself. Okay. I just saved your fucking life. All right. So anyway, now the story of this arrest even reached the author of the book, right? The guy that wrote the book with the Greek gods.
Yeah.
Not Homered. Okay.
Okay.
The other guy, the newer one. Now the author said, I think this is great. The author said, and I quote, "I'd like to find the person who caught red-handed and give him the book because he'll have been arrested halfway through reading it. I'd like to be able to finish it." and even if he doesn't get the book, I'm sure he'll still be going Greek in incarceration.
Ah, there you go. There.
That was the butt fucking part. All right. So anyway, but now see,
This is like a British burglar.
it was it was in Rome. It was in Rome. And
Like a
when
cat
in Rome,
burglar, just
when in Rome. So now Jake, I was sitting there thinking like, because I was like, how can I correlate this? A lot of times I like to write the bits and then like correlate the Jake and Creek conversation.
Sure.
But Jake only does audiobooks, listeners. Okay, he only does audiobooks, which means he can multitask. You're like,
it actually means that I have deficits.
I love
of the attention order.
Hold on. Hear me out, because I was smirking earlier because earlier when you guys were talking about Blade, right?
Yeah.
I literally wrote down yesterday. You're like the daywalker of book reading cat burglars.
Yeah.
Which is a nice Blade reference.
I'm in both worlds. I'm well read and I've never read.
Yeah. He's like, he can like pronounce like a really long word, but like you give him, he's like, he. It's like, it's the Jake.
Yeah.
Of course.
These letters, man. I don't like. I'm like the guy from 13th Warrior. Like, I listen.
At least I know my mother. Or no, it was like my mother was of royalty.
Yeah.
At least I know my father.
Yeah. No,
The 13th Warrior.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a delightful burglary
funny?
story.
And that's super funny.
There's some joke in there about how like he's into homes, even homers.
Boo.
I don't know.
Thanks.
So-
I hate it. All right. You got a catfish?
I do have a catfish.
All right, so
Yeah.
listeners, long-time listeners, I apologize. New-time listeners, hey, how are you? So, what Jake's about to do is a game where
You went full Renee.
no, I was luring them in.
All right, yeah.
All right, so what Jake's about to do is he's going to read off 3 news headlines. One of them is real, 2 of them are fake. We have to figure out the real one.
Got it. All right, you ready? Listeners, play along. Honestly, send your answers. We love hearing about it. All right. So number 1, 10-year-old hacks online auction, wins bid on antique car for $20,000. Parents scramble to cover. Number 2, 5-year-old boy sneaks on the train, travels 40 miles alone before being spotted by the conductor. Number 3, 8-year-old takes vehicle, drives herself 25 minutes to Target Sunday morning, police say.
So 2 and 3 seem more tangible than like hacks an auction, but still is on the hook for 20 grand. I really want.
I know a couple people whose kids have spent over $500 on Fortnite like skins because the card was plugged in. Not trying to sell the first one, just saying it happens.
Do you remember? Do you remember that guy? Or didn't we talk about that guy whose like goldfish was like set up to play like a Nintendo
Yeah,
and ended up like ordering a bunch of games?
yeah, because the game crashed, so it got out. It actually got into the eShop of Nintendo, and it
It was,
ordered
like,
a bunch
the
of stuff.
goldfish because if the goldfish like
A
swam
Pokemon
up,
attack.
if the goldfish swam up and to the right of the tank, it would hit this button. If it went low to the left,
Yeah.
So anyway,
There's a hamster that invests in crypto that
I
way.
hope. Okay, so read 2 and 3. Or I'm sorry. What do you guys think? Or do you,
Yeah, 3.
I'm thinking
Double
3.
three, double 3.
I'm thinking 3 as well. But why don't you read all 3 again, please?
Okay. 10-year-old hacks online auction, wins bid on antique car for 20 grand. Parents scramble. Number 2, 5-year-old boy sneaks on a train, travels 40 miles alone before being spotted by conductor. Number 3.
I mean, that's just a day in India.
Yeah. Actually, in Japan, Japan's a society that looks out for children, apparently, and they're allowed to, like, they can still buy cigarettes for the parents over there. So, number 3, 8-year-old takes vehicle, drives herself 25 minutes to Target Sunday morning, police say.
I'm going 3 as well.
3, 3, 3? All right. So, you all are correct. All right. So, it's all right. So, an 8-year-old girl made it home safely after taking her mother's car and driving it to a nearby Target in Ohio. Police said Sunday that her drive to the store had been captured on the dash cam footage and also like the ring at the house of her taking off.
I mean, it just goes, did she have Instacart like you were saying?
No, this girl, like,
Target pickup?
actually, let me get into it. So this girl, obviously has not been identified, but she was enjoying a Frappuccino.
Show her face.
Yeah.
Don't let her get away with it.
She had a This was full Home Alone. Like, she went shopping. She got a Frappuccino.
The father.
Yeah, she was located by the police. So Bedford police said in a post on Facebook, and the quote is, well, I finally found a woman who is more in a hurry to shop at Target than my wife. Like, the cop got in a good one on this.
I'm just thinking, like, that barista. Like, that barista's like,
name?
Spun the tablet, like, it's just going to ask you a few questions. Just says, like, where's your mom?
Yeah.
Instead of a tip.
It's like Home Alone, to where it's just like, doesn't he ask about the toothbrush? Be like, this is good for the molars or something. All right. So, and it said, this was the other thing, is she also took $400 in cash. Ooh. And she was just shop. So here's the thing.
I would love a shopping spree for $400.
Oh, as a kid. But
as a 44-year-old man.
So, like, as a parent, this is where, like, in this,
it was a parent? No,
I'm saying, like, as a parent, like, I hear this story, and, like, for me personally, what sucks about being a parent sometimes is they want to know, like, are you into spanking? You're not into spanking. Personally, it's one of those, I've never had to, because my kids have always responded well. You get down and you talk to them, but this is one of those scenarios where I think spanking happens.
I feel like usually with, like, when it comes down to it, usually the mother's into spanking sometimes.
That's the kind you're into.
Hey.
No, but this is one of those, like, I feel like if you come home and the kid's like juggling knives in the road, I might be into spanking in that moment because it's like dangerous. I feel like it can't be like
drunk.
Yeah, like, do you touch my liquor? Like, it can't be like premeditated spanking. Yeah, but just for like an 8-year-old to grab $400 cash, the keys to the car, and just go get a Frappuccino. This kid needs her world reset. I'm sorry.
No, this little girl is absolutely going to be a baby mama at 15 and incarcerated by 18.
Dude, if she had an Instagram account.
Say again?
Yeah. Catch me outside. How about that?
Oh, yeah. Dude, if you give her social media, she would instantly have more followers than all of us combined.
Oh, yeah,
like,
sure.
just by being a sassy bitch.
All the creeps.
Yeah.
No, that's...
So good job. Listeners, let me know if you fell for it.
Yeah. But I think that I feel like the second one though, like, that is just, like I said, I was not even sure.
I was trying to get like a theme where it sounded similar to the other one.
But it's like, I feel like number 2 was just a day in India.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You're like, I mean, I've seen Darjeeling Unlimited,
yeah,
or Darjeeling Limited with Wes Anderson. Like, that just happens, I think.
But I will say, like, Japan is definitely a society where kids are allowed to basically go run errands, and they will travel, like, basically they'll go pick up a grocery list. And the idea of it is everyone will protect that child because they understand that child's on a task. Yeah. And I thought that's essentially a pretty cool thing.
Side missions.
Yeah, it's one of those, like, it's a horribly dangerous thing to do in America, but
yeah,
I don't know. So good job, everybody. All right, so we're just going to go into what I got left here. So I was going to ask, do you like Lord of the Rings? Like, are you Lord of the Rings fan?
Yeah, I like it.
Okay.
I mean, I also like to, like, make fun of it too. I mean, it's interesting, but but like, I like it. Like, I like anything else in the entire world where I'm not, like, obsessed with it, but it's enjoyable, but people get obsessed with it. Looking at you, buddy.
Here's the thing. It's like, we got...
And then, like, I like to roast you on it. However, I'm right there with you, and I'm very curious, but also I just like to shit on things you like because I don't want to see people happy. So...
You'd love shitting on things. It's like his favorite. But I will say, so, like, I think...
I shit on things I like, though.
Yeah. I think J.R. Tolkien I think he's a brilliant writer. I recently just read Fellowship of the Rings. I listened to it actually because I'm retarded, but it had the guy that played Smeagol read it, and I loved it because he did all the voices for me.
Did he do the Smeagol voice?
He did. So
kidding.
the thing is, it's like so J.R. Tolkien. He's kind of a writer that I would say is kind of beyond reproach because he literally poured how many years did it take him to write those like 30, 40 years of lore and
20 years to write The Hobbit.
right. So Amazon 20 years to write The Hobbit, which is the fucking prequel to Lord of the Rings. So Amazon actually good story about Amazon. The reason Amazon is making that Rings of Power show apparently is because one of the best sellers for Amazon in the earlier years was Lord of the Rings. So Bezos attributes the success of Amazon kind of to Lord of the Rings, keeping him afloat a little bit. You're making a face like that's wrong.
No,
That's the story I heard, that Lord of the Rings was one of the best sellers. So Bezos essentially had this love for it.
Yeah, just so you know, that ancient bridge, like over in Europe, that Bezos had deconstructed.
They didn't build it for his boat.
So his yacht could fit underneath it is because of Tolkien.
Right.
I just want you to know your fucking little series
Ruined
brought
it.
that bridge down.
Ruined that bridge.
He's been dead for years.
I
So-
said what I said.
Okay, so-
but I did hear really quick. I did hear that who's the main bad guy in Sauron? Or no, who's the wizard?
So,
Huh?
Solomon?
Solomon. So Solomon
Saruman.
met Tolkien, right?
The British actor?
Christopher Lee, yeah.
Christopher,
Yes.
yeah, that actor in real life
Christopher Lee.
met
He's
Tolkien.
the only one in the series that
Yeah.
had met.
I think that's kind of. I remember reading that somewhere. I thought.
So
Like,
Charlie, a resident intelligent guy,
Yeah.
said that Christopher Lee, the actor that played Solomon, was the only guy to actually meet J.R.R. Tolkien, who
Yeah.
was famously from
sucked
England.
his dick. I think.
So,
I heard. I
so,
don't know.
anyways, I'm bringing this
From
up.
me.
I'm bringing this up because The Rings of Power is a television show that Amazon is on its second season, and I will say that I forgot. I thought it was like $68 million per episode. It is a incredible amount of money going into each episode that does not have great reviews from the diehard fans or even the casual fans. And recently they've decided to go a little bit woke because everybody knows the orcs in the series. Like the orcs are these pieces of shit that get out of the ground. It's basically the bad guys' army. But the woke version now is apparently the orcs have families and the orcs have babies.
Listen, we need to feel bad for the orcs. However, you told me
The elves are white.
isolate that audio. So Charlie told me that 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 Tolkien wrote a lot of Lord of the Rings during World War I, and that the concept of the orcs were something about the manufacturing of gears of power.
It was a play on the Industrial Revolution.
It was a play on the Industrial Revolution. Or-
Jinx, you owe me some Coke. So,
I don't have that.
oh, cola.
Sure. Fine.
Okay. Pepsi's fine. Anyway, and so I thought that was kind of interesting. So now you're thinking about, like, if you want to go deeper into that, you're like, well, the Industrial Revolution has kids.
So-
and they have like a wife at home.
What I'm getting to is that J.R. Tolkien created a series that now the new writers of this series think they can improve upon. And what they improved upon in the first season was, like it or not, in the series and the books and stuff like that, there weren't black elves. One of our coworkers has very adamantly pointed this out. I don't have much of a problem with it, but season 2 got me on board because apparently now orcs have kids, and there was a scene where the orc was basically like, I don't want to go to war. And there was like an orc wife like breastfeeding a small child. And I just think this is, for $68 million, they didn't talk to the diehard fans who hate it. They didn't talk to the casual fans that don't understand it. And Adam, what do you think of it?
Man, I mix it up with Star Trek all the time. so-
Exactly. So this is on track, in my opinion, to be one of the worst shows ever made. And I'm calling it now. The Rings of Power will be like a great lesson to the future of you should talk to the nerds when diving into like super deep lore. Because I know people that are very passionate about this material. I think it's very cool. I'm actually getting into a little bit of the readings. Adam, again, what do you think about it? Where's
thought
the
it was Star
Stargate?
Wars.
Okay.
Stargate is my next answer.
So it's going to be interesting to see what
Proud
happens
Star after that.
with the rest. I want to see what happens with the rest of the season, but they're introducing this like wokeness that for no reason exists in this fantasy world.
Yeah. No, I appreciate that.
So that's all I have left.
What did you say? You said the elves are basically like trees.
They're living entities that.
They're living entities that.
Well, no, he said the elves are basically essentially immortal off of the. It almost seemed like Avatar.
As long as the world stays alive, the elves will be.
Yeah.
alive. But
There we go.
So the elves should be concerned about CO2.
Sauron wanted to take over the world and get rid of all that is good, plants and nature and things like that, which would eliminate the elves, which is why the elves.
Yeah.
Had to stop.
All right, so we don't have
Revolution.
Charlie mic'd up, but basically what he said was the elves are basically like Loraxes.
All I heard was
So-
nerd shit, nerd shit, nerd shit,
Yeah.
nerd shit, nerd shit.
But I enjoy a good amount of it
I'm
too.
just kidding. I really do like it. I just, like I said earlier, I like the shit on it. All right. So anyway, so now I'm really excited to go into this next one because we have a police officer in the audience. Are you guys ready for a murder mystery?
For a catfish?
No,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
just a real. This is a real story that just happened. So I'm not sure if you heard about it or not.
No.
But we're gonna do a little murder mystery here.
Okay.
Now, like I said, this is going to be a little bit more. If you know it right away or something like that, like don't give it away. Okay, so
Pull that mic up a little bit more to fit.
the body of a man in the UK was found in his home, having died from a stab wound to the abdomen, and it appeared he had been deceased for several days.
Okay.
He was found after police carried out a welfare check and found blood splattered all throughout the kitchen and his bedroom, and obviously all the way to his bedroom.
Okay.
He was found fully clothed on his bed, and there are no indications that he had been assaulted. And it's worth mentioning that he had limited use of one arm following a stroke, right? So he could only use one arm. The other one was just kind of there.
Okay.
Right? Now, his phone, wallet, computer, all untouched. There are no signs of disturbance inside the apartment. The bottom drawer of the freezer had been left open, pulled forward to, in a position to access the frozen foods. And then on the kitchen counter were a pair of uncooked burgers, a knife, and a tea towel. The police were unable to solve what happened until they saw the raw meat. What do you think happened?
There's a block of ice. He hung himself, and the ice melted.
Charlie said there's a block of ice. He hung himself. The ice melted.
There's a puddle underneath it.
That's a Sherlock Holmes mystery, right? I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure. It was a dog that didn't bark. Okay, so say it again.
Say it again.
No, not say it again, but like he was found stabbed in the abdomen.
Okay, so he got it in the stabdomen. Okay.
Yeah.
Fully clothed. They don't believe there's. They believe he was not assaulted. He could only move one arm. Okay, they just know this about him.
Like he had,
This-
a,
by the way,
he had a
this-
stroke and he was like.
This happened. By the
Okay.
way, this is. I'm not like doing a bit here. So he only had access to one arm, so he's like a bit immobile.
Sure.
He had a stab wound to the abdomen, found dead on his bed, blood all throughout his house.
I think I know what happened.
I
have a theory.
Hold on.
I'm listening.
Fully clothed, and there's nothing missing. Right? There's no. They don't. They just decided that there's no foul play, and then they found a pair of burgers, right? A pair of like burger patties,
Sure.
a knife, and a tea towel.
I have a theory. Do you have a theory, officer? He's looking at me. He's grimacing. He's shaking his head. No.
No. Okay.
Okay. This.
Did he have a bird?
Actually,
Did you have a bird?
Actually, I'm just gonna say this.
No. Can I guess?
No. I want to say this. Like, the fucking news article like did him dirty because in the title, the first word it says "loser stabbed."
Yeah.
Oh fuck! I read it wrong. Oh my god.
Well, can I still guess? I think I have a
It
theory.
says,
It might be wrong.
I'm sorry, I misspoke. It says I read it wrong. It says loner stabbed.
Oh,
You know
okay.
what I mean?
Well,
I would say
that's-
cut it, but that's funnier. But like it says
Losers interchangeable
Yeah,
with
yeah.
loner.
Yeah,
It depends on who they ask.
but I feel like it's, like they really fucking did him dirty by saying like loner. You know, so no, he was not married. He's a single man.
Can I guess? Okay, this is my guess. He got out 2 frozen burgers and they were stuck together, and he placed the burgers against them because he was trying to separate them with a knife, and he fucking stabbed himself in the stomach. He ran in the bedroom and died.
That's fucking stupid. Any other guesses?
Okay, that's my guess.
I'm just kidding. Jake got it. Fuck you, dude.
Is that really what happened?
Yeah, dude.
Dude, that feels like, dude, I've done that. Dude, my wife
hit?
is a lady with the avocado knife through her head. Yeah.
No, that's totally. Did you really guess that?
Yes.
Or did you read the article?
No, because it's 2 burgers. There's 2 burgers on the counter, and I'm
really
like,
thought-
the patties
I
stick
thought it
together,
did enough
and he can't
misdirection.
use his arm, so he was like, "Oh, I'll just place this
thought
against myself."
I let. Oh, Gav. But I thought I threw enough breadcrumbs out there with enough factual. No, you did well. Good job.
And what do? You
Fuck
just,
piece of
oh my
shit.
god, oh my god, oh my god! You're running, dying in your bed.
I have no one to call. I'm a loner who can stab myself. So anyway, so
And
all
yeah,
right.
we were gonna eat 2 burgers.
All right,
His
so-
life's not going well. That poor guy. I feel bad for him.
So the police believe. Okay, so the police believe that the man accidentally stabbed himself to death while trying to separate 2 frozen burgers with a knife. Now, I think the news definitely did him dirty. As I mentioned earlier, it said, here's the actual article. It says, loner stabbed himself to death trying to separate 2 frozen burgers with a knife. Like, what a bummer. It was like, dude.
I wish he was stabbed in the face.
It's like, I mean, talk about twisting the knife.
Yeah.
Like, pun not intended or whatever,
Yeah.
but it's like, dude, you didn't have to, you like, just
Honest-
accidents happen.
Honestly, his impatience is why he was single.
Dude,
Just
I've done
give
that.
it a
I've almost done it with like pork chops.
Yeah, that's the thing is like,
I'm not kidding.
you're like,
you.
how'd you figure this out? Like, I've had close calls. I have a couple holes in shirts. You're like, that was close.
Well, I'll cut it into a midriff now. That's why we're only midriffs, by the way.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Poor guy.
Yeah, isn't that a bummer? All right, do you want to end on a catfish?
Actually, I have one more
Oh, you
bit of
got-
I have
okay,
one more
go
bit
ahead.
of information. I came across this term, and I thought this was really funny. Okay, have you ever
Is
heard?
it La Luchizia? Because fucking
No,
goddamn it!
it wasn't Lalo Cheese. So, have you ever heard?
I feel better already.
Have you ever heard the term CPN? And it was an acronym. So, like,
I was like, is that a news network?
it sounds like. So, what I came across was a video of a girl that was yelling about what I think was, frankly, a fine idea. So, the video was basically her saying this guy was an asshole. And so, what this guy did was he dated this girl, and he had an Excel spreadsheet. And what he did was he tracked the amount he spent on each date. And on each date, he would figure out whether or not this girl was trending up in price or trending down. And basically, he would track when he, let's just say, copulated with her. Let's make it truly terrible.
Are you like fucking?
Yeah. And so, with that information,
That's
do you have
from
any?
Mallrats, remember that?
Yeah. And so,
I mean, like fucking
Yeah.
doing the whoopee or whatever.
So what this guy was doing, he was tracking data and he was analyzing it as CPN. So any guesses as to
Well,
what?
if she would have taken the first 4 letters analyzing, she probably would have been fine.
Oh, there you go. That would have been a pretty low CPN. So what CPN in this instant mean is cost per nut. And so basically what this kid with the Asperger's is doing is tracking how much a girl on a date per average would cost for him to reach his goal. And if this girl trended in the wrong direction, he labeled her with a low or a high CPN and he ghosted her.
Ooh.
And this is what she was mad about.
She was mad. I mean, how did she find out?
He told her.
He was like, well, I'm sorry.
Well, no, it was basically like
She's like, what's the CPM bullshit?
it was basically like she came across a flow chart, basically like an Excel sheet that
mean,
basically attracts.
All I have to say is like a couple things. One, I mean, I get it. Like if
Thank
you
you.
like, if it costs more than a bottle of Chardonnay, you know.
Falling on a budget.
but two, like he's kind of a psycho for doing it.
He is a psycho.
I mean, I think we're all kind of doing it in our heads.
Thank you.
maybe.
Like this is not my
You
world.
guys have been married for years. You're still doing it.
Honestly, when I see a
You got
Ferrari,
added mortgage.
like when I see a Ferrari, I'm like, that's a high MPH, low,
Wait, what is MPH?
miles per hour,
Oh,
and then
I
like
thought it was-
it's
I
like a
was like-
low gas.
I thought it was like about fucking still.
No. What's like what? And then that's a high MPH, low MPG, miles per gallon. You know what I mean? And so I'm assuming she was mad because this guy
I
was
thought
basically
miles-
analyzing women as a high cost per nut or a low.
I thought like MPH was my penis hungry.
A truly horrific statement.
It's really bad.
So,
Jake said that, by the way,
all right.
listeners.
So I'm out of stuff.
Man, I can't believe you said that. All right, so do you want to end on the catfish after you just said that?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, sure. All right, so same rules apply. Listeners, please let me know how you feel about Jake saying the "my penis hungry," and then we're gonna go right into it. So, number 1, Uber Eats reports debate-fueled boom in alcohol and ice cream deliveries.
Okay.
Number 2, Wikipedia goes dark mid-debate, candidates' profiles overloaded. Number 3, porn traffic plummets after presidential debate. Obviously, these are themed after the recent presidential debate that happened last week.
So
I'll read them again.
I was like, my gut is that like, why would porn traffic plummet?
You got a stress debate.
I could see honestly the wiki thing happening where because you can go
I'll read them again.
you can change people's
So, number 1,
Sure.
Uber Eats reports debate-fueled boom in alcohol and ice cream deliveries.
Oh, I can see that. Yeah.
Number 2, Wikipedia goes dark mid-debate, candidates' profiles overloaded. Number 3, porn traffic plummets after presidential debate.
Honestly, I'm gonna go number 1 because I could see people be like, "This is what we have. I need comfort.
Man, okay, obviously this just happened last week.
Okay.
So and
So number 1 for me.
when I read this, it kind of made sense to me because it's like while you're watching this, it's like, why am I gonna look up other people fucking when I can watch 2 people fuck the entire country?
Right? Oh, all right. All right.
so I was like, hell yeah.
So people basically came out of their room.
Right,
they're like, see what the next 4 are gonna be.
So you all 3 got it wrong.
Okay.
It is actually number 3. Traffic on Pornhub plummeted Tuesday night after former President Donald Trump faced against Vice President Kamala Harris during their first and possibly only presidential debate. Many Americans traded porn for politics with a highly anticipated showdown drawing in a whopping 67 million viewers across 17 networks, including ABC, NBC, CPN.
Sure.
Right.
But interracial traffic went up afterwards. They're like,
isolate that audio.
yeah, because
so
white guy in India.
So streaming on Pornhub was down 14.8% on average across the country during the debate, dipping in each of the 50 states. Some of the battleground states, however, saw an even more dramatic stop.
Sure.
Now,
It's nice to know the kids care still, though.
visits to the X-rated website tumbled 22.6% in Wisconsin and 18.2% in Pennsylvania, which are shaping up to be must-win states
Swing
for
states,
the candidates. And now I have to say this.
We're going to be well informed.
No, like I was upset that like out of the 2 fucking states of the 50,
Yeah.
Wisconsin was one of them.
Well, that's what it's going to
Wisconsin was the lowest one. So I started thinking, I was like, well, because I was like,
We're a purple state. It's going to.
hold on.
It's the grip.
Nice. All right. So, but like, I was like upset. I was like, how the fuck did Wisconsin dip that low? Then I was like, I was in North Carolina last week.
Oh, yeah.
It makes sense because I was legitimately in North Carolina because like I know I was doing my part. You know what I mean? So if you saw like an uptick in North Carolina, they're like, what's up with all this midget stuff?
Yeah.
Right? You know, like
I love how earlier in this podcast, Adam was like, it's the bots that are ruining the views.
I'm a bot in that story.
It is interesting to think like bots aren't watching porn. They don't understand. They don't understand it.
There you go. They're like, yeah, it's like, how do you? I mean,
They're analyzing CPN.
No, I can see like, I think bot porn would be like, when you have your phone,
It's just
your
zeros.
phone charger, and you're just, like, it takes 3 times to get the USB in.
Yeah.
Because it's like wrong, and then right. It's like,
Well, no, it's like Lindsay had her phone whenever you plug it in. I think she thought it was funny, but I'm like, that's oddly erotic. But it would be like she'd plug it in and be like, thanks, bitch. I'm like, that's like
That's
feet.
weird.
That's like feet.
I saw this thing recently. It was, I think it was like one of those Twitter screenshot. It's like, I hate when you lose, or I hate when the, batteries on your remote are dead and you got to freak the TV. It made so much sense because I just immediately You're just like,
Yeah, they've all went to this one button design, and,
you're
we're all just
and
like,
you don't know where it's at. It's every 6 months.
no, it's center, it's in the middle, and
just
it's one dot.
And it's always like the finger bang one. You're like, hell yeah, hell yeah.
You
Oh,
push
there
it,
is.
yeah,
Boop, boop, boop,
you
boop.
push it, and it wiggles a little bit, and you gotta like, you gotta scroll through the menu.
Hell yeah, you do. You need to make a come here motion.
They're like, which input do you want? Want that DPI? Right, so, anyways, this has been a show.
Oh man, what a weird start. But all right.
Yeah. So thank you so much for coming with us for episode 143.
Yeah. Oh, and visit the haunted house.
Oh, yeah.
Seriously, every weekend in October, every weekend, Friday and Saturday, every weekend in October.
Yeah.
Go to Whitewater. Go check out the
Fuzzy Pig.
You're a fuzzy pig.
There's a Fuzzy Pig bar. That's where it's at. It's at the Fuzzy Pig.
It is. the
Listen,
Fuzzy Pig.
143, guys.
Yeah, seriously.
Do you remember what it
love
means? I hate you. All right.
I fuck you.
Yeah, that works too. So you can 143 a lot of things.
Yeah.
So,
This is Adam Riley. That's Jake Bussey. Later, boners.
bye.